Hey guys, welcome into the Midwest Anime Podcast. This is our first attempt at a reaction video, so
it is.
It's gonna be a trip.
Welcome into the channel. Either welcome back if you're watching this on the Hit Rainiacs channel, or if you're watching it on our channel, the Midwest Anime Podcast. So we are looking at a crap guide to D&D made by the animator JoCat on YouTube.
And I love.
We've seen these multiple times. Yes. We figured we'd start out with something that we've seen before, that we can kind of,
dip our toe in the water.
Dip our toe in the water, see how this goes, and go from there. Because I've got a whole list of videos that we're gonna record reactions to
that I've probably never seen.
Some of them, most of them, I think you have seen some of them.
Cool.
Some of them you haven't, but
perfect.
A couple I just showed you like an hour ago, and I really wish we had recorded it because your reaction, mwah.
Yeah,
it was.
It boiled down to why were you making me watch this? All right.
So. Let's make sure that, let's get into this.
It's too cold outside, with shadowy hints of my easy-to-miss social life is dying, and I also want to argue about how pop culture characters fit into alignment charts. So it's time to make like a bunch of famous voice actors in Dungeons & Dragons. Odds are plenty of you dorkbags have heard of the hobby, but have as little understanding about how it works as anyone over 60 has about being content with living as a single childless adult who doesn't care about where they live so long as it's a roof over their head and the neighbors don't shout out racial slurs. Not that half-elves, the filthy, knife-eared mongrel mutts. So print out some character sheets, go shopping for some loaded dice, hack some expired snacks, call up all those friends you can only tolerate, and put on your favorite wizarding hat. It's time to do some motherfucking role-playing. Welcome to a crap guide to D&D.
That about sums it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
in my 2.5, almost 3 years of playing D&D, that's about
sums
right.
It up.
Yeah.
Just an old bag of chips that you don't really eat anymore that are about to go bad. You just stick in the middle of the table and.
Well, except for us, that we got lucky that one of
that our DM is a chef.
Yeah.
So we got pulled pork and cheesy potatoes last week.
Oh god, so good.
It was amazing.
My thing is with D&D is that's so true. Like there's so many people that we play with that I cannot stand for longer than the 3 hours our session goes.
Yeah, it would be hard to just hang out with them.
Yeah,
in just a normal setting.
I get home and I get on Xbox and I start talking. I'm just like, oh, I'm so glad that we don't have to deal with that arrogant guy anymore. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. Back in.
Do you like hitting things? What am I saying? Of course you do. Everybody does. I most certainly do. All the time. Like now. And hitting things is the best thing about D&D. You can hit literally anything you want. Better yet, you can hit it with a big fuck-off axe while flying into a bloodthirsty rage so potent you could be forgiven for mistaking it for some kind of super rabies. The Barbarian is the best class for hitting everything and everyone.
Okay, hold on. Let's read this real quick. If we can figure out how to...
Favorite pastime?
Juggling. Can eat a whole golem. What armor? I would like to rage. Okay,
so that's literally all you have to do as a barbarian. You just go, I would like to rage, and then proceed
to fuck everything up. I play a Goliath barbarian, and
I play a Minotaur barbarian. Let's go.
And it is fantastic.
Yeah, except for my problem is I got a smartness circlet, which makes me
super smart,
unbelievably intelligent, and so now I can't be the dumb axe swinging idiot.
I can. It's really easy. It's so fun, just because
you're on your phone the entire time.
No, I'm on the phone. I'm on my phone the entire time, and I just blurt out random shit, and it works.
Yeah,
because my character has
value.
Yeah, I rolled a 20 on stealth.
You are the Sokka of this podcast.
I was the Kronk of.
Yeah, you literally were one of them. One of the games.
When I rolled a nat 20 on stealth.
hard enough, they explode into a huge puff of confetti or a shower of blood and organs. What's the difference? They're pretty much the same thing. You get a D12 for your hit die, one of the only times you'll ever use a D12. But it does mean you'll be soaking up hits better than my pillow soaks up tears after I take a look in the mirror for a few seconds. You start with just about every important combat proficiency and any weapon of your choice. And if you're taking recommendations, I highly suggest going for the dual-wield chainsaw shotgun laser earrings with detachable missile launchers and drink dispensers. Ooh, and they have built-in cup holders. Look at that. No tool proficiency, so who cares? Nobody uses tools anyway. You pick them to add to your character for backstory purposes and then forget they exist because you only ever roll for skill checks anyway, you lazy, thoughtless gobblebright. Yes, I just made that up, and it's what you are, you stinky fido bitch. In fact, your pure, unadulterated chutzpah will block any blows better than even the shiniest of chainmail bikinis. Better yet, you have spider sense, which assists in you avoiding traps, spells, obligatory social events, and laundry. And
Yeah. You're less of an introvert than I am, but you kind of have to be an introvert almost to play D&D.
I'm like the extrovert among introverts.
Yeah, but you're not even that much of an extrovert.
But I'm an introvert among extroverts. Yeah, I'm the middle line.
Yeah, you're the skinny fat gray area.
Yep. I'm the dad bod of social interaction abilities.
Oh, that's the best. Whew.
Of course, the signature trait of the Barbar is being able to enter a ferocious frenzy of force that foes will fear for all their fannies. During your rage, you may be easier to hit, but at the game that you are better at hitting everything else. And not just that, your muscles grow to the size of crag-faced garmoofies.
That's a made-up word.
I don't care that the things I'm using for analogies aren't real. Intelligence is a dump stat anyway. That's why mine is the number that comes after 3. And now you know how to play Barbarian. You're welcome.
Okay, so these are great. Like these aren't really made for. These are obviously made for comedic purposes, but they actually kind of teach you some things, like in a weird comedic way. Like, would you agree with that?
Okay, so when I was first introducing D&D to my group that I DM for, it's people there was literally a group that only one of them had ever played D&D before. I was like, all right, here's your handbook, here's D&D Beyond, go and find, races and classes, but if you really want to know what it's like to play, watch these stupid videos because they're hilarious, and they actually do teach you a lot about how does your character play into the class.
Right.
Because when you play D&D, you go create a character and then find a class that matches the character's personality.
Right. Which we'll get into, which these are the classes, essentially.
Correct.
And then we'll get into the races. He just released the Goblin race. Or no. Yeah.
Yeah, but not like...
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's complicated. We'll get to it later. So that was Barbarian. Obviously, if we want to look at the animation of this real quick, it's pretty simple. It's kind of a weird, almost flipbooky type animation style.
JoCat does draw all these.
It is hand drawn, which is very fun. It's not something you see a whole lot.
He didn't necessarily do it in this video, but in other videos he does reference Monster Hunter World,
which is what the head thing he's wearing.
Correct. It's a headpiece you can build in Monster Hunter World, which is why it's like wiggly and stuff. But he'll make a lot of references to like weapon classes. So
Sword and shield.
Yeah, so when those come up, I'll do my best to explain. I logged quite a few hours of Monster Hunter World. So
okay, so next we have Bard.
Frail spellcasters, whack. Close quarters combatants, whack. Immobile tanks, whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck. First time playing D&D, I realized I'm too cool for any sort of specialized role. But that was only because I hadn't figured out that there's only one way to play it right. With a sword in one hand and a harp in the other, shouting my greatness from the rooftops, laying bitches and slaying witches. Or is it laying witches and slaying bitches? I can't quite remember. I was too busy giving the tavern another reason to stay in business. Welcome to a crap guide to D&D. Jack of all trades, master of none is still better than someone who only has one gimmick and has to hide for the rest of the fight because they've run out of class features and spell slots. If the sword and shield were an RPG class, it would be the bard, one that's good at doing everything and doing everyone. You can cast spells, learn tons of skills, support allies, harm enemies, support enemies, woo crowds, and most importantly, lay dragons. It's the most versatile class, and its various archetypes allow you to fill literally any role, so who even needs anything else? Need DPS? College of Swords. Need a tank? College of Valor. Want to make rogues useless? College of Whispers. Need to get good at the game? College of Sit down, shut up, and listen. Your most important speaker of bardic inspiration is like the little girl Wolverine version of the Big Daddy Logan, and is absolutely game-breaking. By being a radiant concentration of pure awesomeness, you can allow anyone else an additional die to roll and add to almost anything. Think that weak-ass wizard won't be able to make the con save against that poison attack? Inspire! The fighter needs to land the killing blow on an enemy with a high armor class. Inspire! Your wingman just told you about a hot piece of sliz that walked into a high-class tavern and that he needs you to hype him up to be able to talk his way in and maybe nab a few extras on the way out for you. You best bet your ass that homie's gonna be inspired! In fact, screw your wingman. You can do it yourself. Jack of all trades and expertise means whatever you're bad at, you're suddenly good at. And whatever you're good at, you're suddenly unbelievably amazing at. Nothing can stop you. Well, maybe except a pretty face. By playing D&D, you automatically sign it up.
Okay, so bards do really come in handy if you have the right player
playing the board
them.
And not
Because
trying to corrupt the game with their. He's about to say it, and it's going to be pretty obvious if you know anything about bards. Is bards are the charismatic, like,
fuck machines of.
they're the attraction center of all of this. So
they're the comic relief almost most of the time.
They're comic relief.
At least in like Critical Role, that's kind of what I've noticed with Sam Riegel.
Well, that's because Sam Riegel is arguably one of the funniest people ever. That guy is hilarious.
Yeah, Sam Riegel's pretty great. But okay, we'll get back.
Unwritten contract that forces you to write your character to fall under the pure stereotype of whatever class you pick. Everybody knows you have to follow that contract, or else Matt Mercer will sneak into your house and throw foam noodles at you from the corner of your living room. All wizards are smart-ass eggheads, all rogues are kleptomaniacs, and all bards are lust-compelled sex deviants. It's just the rules, I don't make them, and of course the main gimmick of the bard is that it's artistically expressive in some way. People usually think this means musician. That's because their brain are like this, while my brain are like this. They can sing, dance, paint, prance, make a pretty dirt drawing with a lance. Plenty of ways to further enhance the battlefield if given the right chance. Now you know how to play bard, you're welcome.
He does bring up a really good point there at the end, is so many times people who play bards are like, oh, I'm going to inspire you by
playing a song.
Playing you a song. Like, there are so many ways that the bard can inspire people.
It's really just kind of up to your imagination, and that's a lot of what D&D just is in general.
Yeah, D&D basically is playing pretend for adults. It's like, it gives your imagination a wider lens to go into. But with the bard, is like, so many people want to sing, or I'll do this, like, clever play on words about, healing,
Yeah.
And really, you could literally paint a picture real quick, flip it to them, and it's like in games where you can display, like, symbol arts and stuff like that, and you just put up a pair of jugs, and then you're just like, all right, I feel great.
In our original game, we had a pretty good bard. Brownie was a pretty good bard.
I agree, he was.
Like, just because he didn't try and break the game. He played along with a lot of the stuff that happened, and I don't know how else to explain it. He
was successful in the fact that he was making the bard a stereotypical bard, where a lot of people are like, oh, I'm the prettiest thing out there, and I'm doing this. No, he was literally a skeleton
who had a tongue charm that allowed him to speak
a random language. In the morning, he rolled to see what random language he was speaking.
So it could be common, it could be
giant, could be draconic, could be any language. Could be celestial. Like only six people speak that.
Yeah,
and so it's
a weird one that really you shouldn't pick for, like, if you play a barbarian, or
it's important to pick it if you're going to play a cleric, because
a cleric, a paladin,
warlock, whatever.
Yeah. Anything really that kind of, other than a barbarian, if you're like a zealot barbarian, like you probably shouldn't learn celestial, but you kind of have if you're like a paladin, essentially if any other class that has some sort of god to it would work.
But bards are very versatile, they're very useful in combat.
If played correctly, again, that's a huge part of playing bard.
But that applies to most, but most specifically, bard is a huge role-playing focused class.
Yeah.
Because your abilities are so non-combat related that you're the guy that when we're talking to the head of a town, you're talking to them because you've got the charisma to do it.
Yeah. So, that'll pretty much be it for this video. We're going to keep doing these in kind of an order of 2 every time. We might do 1 at one point just because there's an odd number of videos, as you can plainly see.
Or we'll do 3 in 1.
Here.
It is what it is, you know.
Go subscribe to JoCat, as I already am.
So
Go support his Patreon.
He does have some cool stuff.
Yeah,
so.
he has other animations. These are just kind of the ones that we paid attention to. So, yeah, that'll be it for this video. I guess thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.